Hello, my name is Sander, and this is a rather strange piece of fiction I wrote. It's about um, meeting Joseph Stalin in the afterlife, and it's called, appropriately, I think, Some Dark Fantasy. As soon as I arrived, I decided I wanted to visit him and set out to find him, expecting to be in line for a long time. I was new at the house and was told there are an endless amount of rooms with new ones being added every day. A soldier, still in his uniform, the red star on his hat a bit faded, was polishing his boots with a dirty rag. "Where can I find the man of steel?" I asked. Without looking up from his task, he grunted. "In the cellar. He never leaves it, the little bitch." He spat on his boot and continued his work. "Have you spoken to him?" I asked. "He's not worth your time. He's just a little bitch is all," the soldier said angrily. I left him and went down to where the cellars were. There was nobody there besides a cleaning lady. She was old, even in death. "Which door?" I asked, to the man of steel. She looked up at me, this tiny, bent woman, and her eyes were very beautiful. They were blue, kind diamonds in a ruined, leathery face. She smiled, revealing toothless gums, and gestured with her head to the end of the hallway. "Don't be too hard on him. Today he's only a little so-so. But watch yourself, he's a little fighter already." The room was small and dark, with only a tiny window high upon the wall letting in some murky light. A wooden crib stood in the middle of the otherwise empty room, and a little boy was using it for boxing practice. "Hello, So-So," I said. He looked at me defiantly. "What do you want to be when you grow up?" "Nothing like you," he said and laughed. He continued punching the crib and I left him. I returned the next day and the crooked cleaning lady was there. I asked, "Are you always this old?" "I like being this way, having all my memories. It doesn't do to be this age today and that one the other. It makes death too confusing." "You are seeing the steel man today, no?" "Ha ha," she laughed. "Today will not be so good. He is dying." I walked into his cell and found the old man lying on his back in a pool of his own urine. His left arm trembled and he stared open-mouthed at the ceiling. "What is the matter, comrade?" I asked. "I am so scared," he said. "I know, comrade." On the third day I was lucky. The old woman told me that today he was Koba, the killer to be. But when I entered the cell, the young man in front of me spoke without youthful fervor. "I am no longer Koba. I am now the man of steel," he said resolutely. "Will you be the killer of men?" I asked. He lowered his head and spoke softly. "Yes, I will be. I must. There will be no other way." I wanted to ask him about the starvation, the purges, and the oceans of blood, but he had no more time for me. He was busy making notes on a map of Kolyma. He spoke not to me, but to himself. "It's very cold in Kolyma. Yes, very cold indeed." And then he smiled contentedly.